Being a single mother wasn't what I planned. It wasn't in my plan at all to be a single mother. But looking at my son, I'm proud of being his mother. It all started when I was 16 years old. I was raped by my auntie's boyfriend. When it first happened, I told people around, but nobody believed me because he was close to the family. I mean, he's not somebody that could do such. And it kept on happening. Whenever I say something, I was labeled a liar. Vicky the liar. Till I got pregnant. I told him about it because even if I told anybody I was pregnant and they asked me, and they should ask me who's responsible, and I tell them, they won't believe me. So I told him, and he said that he was going to get back to me. So later in the night, I think 2 days later in the night, he called me that my aunt sent him to give me what my younger wants to take to school the next day, which I did. Okay, that I should come and meet him at the back of our compound. So I went to meet him to get what he said my auntie sent to me for my younger ones. So he said that I should get into the car, that he wants to go and get it. So when I get into the car, he was in the car, lady was in the car with one other guy. And we drove off to a compound. And when we went to the compound, the lady in the car took me inside. When we got to the compound, we met a woman and she told the woman that I am their house girl. I'm a house girl, that she doesn't want her mom to know I'm pregnant. So I slept with the gatesman and now I'm pregnant. So she wants to remove it before her mom will find out about it. And the woman got to work. That single act almost took my life. I don't know what she did or how she did it, but I started bleeding all through the night. When we came home, there was this next door neighbor, a friend. His name was Precious. We grew up together in the compound. So in the morning, he came to meet me in the house. Like, he saw that my clothes, everywhere was blood. He went to call my auntie. When she came around, she now asked me what happened. I told her that Uncle Achibong took me to one place in the night and one woman put something in my body. But nobody believed me. I don't know why. And when my aunt took me to a proper hospital, the doctor said that it was incomplete abortion. That would be the first time in my life bearing anything like that called abortion. Talk more of being it performed on me. And when this guy was told about it was something he did that got me so angry. Because as at then, his father was the deputy governor of Cross River State. I don't know how he managed to do what he did, but he did it. He came home with 2 guys and 1 policeman. Then I've been discharged from the hospital. He told my grandmom that this is the guy that got me pregnant. That whenever I go to school, he do follow me to school. He do follow me, like sneak up on me to know where I'm going to know who I visit, and he do see me meeting this guy. And between God and man, I don't know who that guy is or who he was rather. Then the other guy said that it's true that I'm his brother's girlfriend. I do come to the house, that they were the one that took me for the abortion. I was so pained that there was nobody to believe me, nobody to stand up for me and say that this girl is innocent. He is the one responsible. He used the fact that his father was deputy governor with powers and all that to do whatever it is he had to do. And that was how my ordeal started. Even after what happened, he kept on abusing me sexually. At the point I got tired of complaining to anybody. Because even when I told my uncle that in the room we sleep in, my auntie boyfriend sleeps with us in that room, nothing was done about it. I became the black sheep in the house. I became the spoiled child. I became the bad girl. You can think of whatever name it is. That is what my mom's people labeled me as. And then moving on, I got tired of the treatment because I was being maltreated. You wouldn't see me and think that these people are my family, my mom's people, my aunties. So sometime when we moved to Abuja, my dad came visiting, and I remember telling him that if he should live without me, I was going to run away from the house. He said that I shouldn't do that, I should just give him time. He will come for us, everything will be okay. But at that point, I didn't want to hear it again. So when he left Abuja for Lagos, the next day being Monday, because he came on Saturday and left on Sunday, I don't know what it is my mom people had or have against my dad. No, had against, because my dad is late now. Had against my dad. And they didn't want me or my younger brother to go near him. I don't know whatever issue they had. So now I don't know. So when I left, when my dad left Abuja back to Lagos, the next day I left the house, picked few of my things, and I didn't really know my way around Abuja. So there was this friend to my auntie. I don't know if they were dating then, but I went to meet him, that please help me, because he also had witnessed the way I was being treated by my auntie. So I told him to please help me, that I want to go and stay with my dad. So he now said, okay, do my auntie know where I am? I said no, that I don't want them to. That's why I came to meet you, so that I can go. So he said no problem, that if I don't want them to know I am here, I have to sleep with him. And then I was 17 years. I thought about it. I was raped when I was 16 by 3 different guys who dated my auntie. So it's no longer a new thing. At least if it will help me be with my father, then no problem. I did it. I had sex with him. And I called my dad. I called my stepmom rather, not to tell my dad where I am, that I've left the house. She was shouting, why would I do something like that? I told her, I already told my dad that if she should live without me, I was going to run away from home. So she spoke to my dad. My dad called me that where am I? Because by then my aunt started calling my dad that he came to pick me, bringing insults on him, and my dad was innocent. So I now called him. Okay, first thing my dad said that I should go back home. I told him no, I'm not coming to Lagos and I'm not going back there. So he now sent transport to me. I took night bus from Abuja to Lagos. And when I got to Lagos, after about 6 months, I found out that I was pregnant. It was so heartbreaking for my father and my stepmom. It was heartbreaking for me as well. But what could we do? My stepmom stood by me. My father stood by me. I gave birth. They asked me who was responsible. And I told them the person that I had sex with was this person that I stayed with before I came to Lagos. So we told him, and he accepted the pregnancy. And by that time, I had developed this hatred for men because I felt all what men wanted from a lady or from a girl was just sex and nothing more. Then when my first son was 4 years old, I took him to Abuja to see his father because I didn't want my child to grow up like me, not knowing his father or his mother. And that was a mistake I made because when I took my son there, the father took him away from me. I left my stepmom, I left my dad. I broke their hearts after everything he did for me. I took my son to the father in Abuja. And after he took the boy away from me, my first son will be 9 years by August. And I've not seen my son since I took him to the father's place because the father doesn't want me close to him. I became down, depressed. I didn't know what to do, if I should go home. I didn't know what to do. So I stayed back in Abuja. And then I met this other guy. Along the line, I got pregnant again. I got pregnant. Well, he was there because I stayed with him throughout my pregnancy. And then I gave birth to my second son through CS. I was so ashamed of myself, giving birth to 2 different children for 2 different men. But in all this, my dad still wanted me. Kept on telling me to come home. That I shouldn't let what has happened to me define me. When my son was 1 year old, the father and I separated. I went to Lagos to stay with my family. And when I went there, my son's father wasn't performing his duties. He wasn't sending money for his son's feeding. It was all on my dad. I remember there were times I called my second son's father, begging him on the phone with tears, crying. And then my father told me one thing: I should never ever in my life cry for a man. Yes, people talk, people being people talk. Some were calling me names. Some were saying my father ought to be ashamed of me. How would I be so stupid to get pregnant for 2 men? But again, I kept asking myself, like, maybe if my mom was alive, my life would be the way it turned out to be. I never had that motherly love or fatherly love growing up. Though my father was alive, I was being treated like a slave, like a servant. But my father and my stepmom were always there till I lost my dad 2019. And then it dawned on me that aside God, I had nobody. It became hard for my stepmom, but she was still trying. She was still trying to feed me, my son, my younger sister. When I called my second son's father, that I can't do it anymore. I can't take care of my son alone. I can't take care of him alone. But he didn't say anything. And as at then, I was running a computer program. I was studying graphics because my dad said I should get something doing. So he sent me to computer school. I remember putting my son in my bag and going to school, but I can't enter the classroom because of my son. And I just have to hang by the window to get what they were teaching. People were laughing at me. Some felt pity on me. And after my exam, I told my mom I was taking my son to the father's people. Because at that point, I became tired. I became so tired. I was stressed out mentally, emotionally, physically. I was missing my dad. I didn't understand myself anymore. Then I took my son to Abuja to stay with the father's elder sister. Then I decided to move on with my life. This is what I can achieve for myself. But now to 6 months, the father called me that please I should go and pick his son from the sister's place, that she's not taking care of him. That she's not taking care of him well. And when I went to pick my son, I couldn't hold back the tears because I had made my son go through what I went through at a very tender age. I picked him back to where I was staying. The father promised to be sending money weekly for his upkeep, but he didn't fulfill his promise. I remember the work I was doing then. I had to stop the work because I was working by the roadside. I was doing barbecue and keeping my son of 2 years by the roadside at night. I had to stop the work. There was no money. I started begging from neighbors just so my son can eat. Prostitution came to my mind. Yes, at a point I did it, but I stopped. Then I got another job as a cook, waking up by 5 o'clock, coming home by 10 o'clock. I had a female friend who would help me take care of him when I go to work. I'll take my son to my friend's place, then from there I'll go to work. Close work by 10:30, 11, come back, pick my son from my son's place, come home, give my son dinner, bathe him before he will sleep, maybe 12:30, and then by 5 o'clock he's awake again. It was stressful. Being a single mother isn't something most young ladies plan for. Being a single mother is a very stressful job. A job where you have to do both the work of the father and the mother. There were times I had wanted to take my son to motherless baby home to just get rid of him, but I could not. I didn't have that mind to. I tried. Being a single mother, we are faced with so many things, especially in Africa. Everybody have what to say about a single mother. She was wayward, she was this, she's a bad child, she's an outcast, she's spoiled. There are so many young girls who get pregnant and abort it just because of that fear of, can I take care of this child alone? Can I do this alone? Can I face this storm alone? There are so many who carry that pregnancy to them and then dump the child in the dustbin, in the river. They throw them away. Not because they want to, but because of the challenges. In my own case, being a single mother to 2 sons for 2 different men, I know the word I heard, both from family and friends. The ones who think that they are better than you. The ones who always have something to say. The advisors, the counselors, and all that. When you go to them for help, rather mock you. The stigma. Sometimes the shame, because at a point I was so ashamed of myself. So ashamed that I poured my frustration on on my 4-year-old boy. I poured the anger on him. There are times I wished I see girls my age doing well, and I'll be like, that's what I planned for. This is how I planned my life to be, but it didn't go this way. The pains of childbirth, both normal delivery or CS, the pains, the stress, the sleepless nights. And when you try to come out of it, and then there are guys that maybe like you, want to have something with you, and once you tell them you're a single mom, they see you as, there's what African call after one or after two, which after one means you give birth to one child, after two means you have two children. If they came to you before with maybe the intention of maybe keeping you, for the fact that you already have a child, they won't want to stay with you. Because there was a guy that claimed he loved me so much, but for we to be together, I have to return my child to the father before we can be together. Because not all men want to take over that man's property, and then tomorrow the man will come back and claim his child. Your social life, everything about you changes. You don't have time for yourself anymore, but for that child you brought into this world. You don't have time to mingle with your friends, to go partying if that's what you do before. You don't have time because now you're a mother. There are times I will misbehave when my dad was alive, and he would tell me something. He said, Vicky, you are no longer a child. You're a mother to two handsome boys, so behave like one. You don't think about yourself anymore. What you think about is your children, what they will eat, how they will go to school, how they will survive, how they will sleep. I know the stress I face every day: school fee, house rents, my child's health, his clothing. And I don't earn much, but we have to survive. He has to survive. We single mothers, most of us didn't ask for this path. Our fate might have been twisted somehow, but we surely we didn't ask for it. But since it's been given to us, we can't run away from it. It's part of our destiny. There are times I sit down and I cry. There are times I wake up and there's nothing in the house for my son to eat. There are times I wake up and I'm like, how will he go to school today? There are times I cry myself to sleep. And he will come to me and like, Mommy, I love you. Just that one word gives me the strength I need to move on. The stigma we face as single mom is enough to drive us to commit suicide. The challenges are and much that if most single mothers open their mouth to speak or say what they passed through, and yet somebody out there will say, who sends her? Nobody sends her. She asked for it. What if she didn't ask for it? I remember growing up when my friends and I were talking and everybody is saying what they want to be in future. I remember I did tell them I want to be a professional prostitute because of the way I grew up. If at 16 years I had tasted different gifts that I didn't ask for, that was how everything changed. Everything changed. I don't want my children to pass through what I passed through. I didn't have the motherly love. When I started enjoying my fatherly love, I lost him. I want to be able to give to my children what I didn't have. Everybody expects us to be strong, but it's not easy. I wanted to grow up, get married, finish school, give birth to my children in my husband's house. But everything changed. It doesn't mean I'll kill myself. Just have to pick up the pieces and move on. Out of the stones thrown at me, I pick it up to build my castle. I just hope my story will encourage somebody out there. Don't give up hope. You're strong. You are strong. And I might not know what you passed through, but we are strong together. Let your child give you that future you never imagined. Give your child that love and care that you've never enjoyed. Because I look at my son and I'm happy. I'm happy. We are all in this together. No matter what, we will come out of it strong. We are not the first, and we definitely will not be the last. I just hope my story is able to encourage somebody out there. I love you all. Thank you.